Welcome. If you're in senior leadership, on a board, or an investor, you know the EU AI Act is a major development. This guide is designed specifically for you. We're going to cut through the noise and focus on one of the most fundamental requirements, Article 4, and what it means for AI literacy in your organization.
Okay, let's start with a date you absolutely need to have circled on your calendar, August 2nd, 2026. This is the day public enforcement of the EU AI Act's provisions really kicks in, including the AI literacy obligations we're about to dive into. The clock is definitely ticking.
Now, for those of you leading multinational corporations, perhaps based in the US, you're probably asking the big question, we don't have an office in Europe, so does this even apply to us? It's a fair question, and the answer is almost certainly yes.
And here's why. The Act's global reach comes down to a legal concept called the country of destination principle. It's not about where your company is based or where your data centers are. It's all about where the impact of your AI is actually felt.
Let me make this as clear as possible. If your AI system produces some kind of output, whether that's a recommendation, a decision, or some piece of content, and that output is used inside the EU, then your organization is covered by the Act. This broad scope is, frankly, a game changer for global business.
If this approach feels a bit familiar, it should. It's very similar to the global reach we all saw with the GDPR. Just like the GDPR reshaped data privacy worldwide, the AI Act is poised to do the very same for artificial intelligence. It's targeting the system and its effects, not just where your company is located.
And the stakes for not complying? They are incredibly high. We're talking about penalties that can go up to 35 million euros, or, and this is the really eye-watering part, up to 7% of your company's total worldwide annual turnover, whichever number is higher. That's a level of risk no board can afford to overlook.
All right, let's drill down into the core obligation we're here to discuss. This is Article 4, a provision that actually became applicable back in February 2025, and it sets a foundational requirement for every single organization that falls under the Act.
Here is the exact language from the law. It says both providers and deployers have to take measures to their best extent to ensure a sufficient level of AI literacy. Now, those are carefully chosen legal terms. What they really mean is that you need a proactive, risk-based, and most importantly, demonstrable effort. This is not just a simple box-ticking exercise.
So, what is AI literacy in the eyes of the law? Well, the Act itself defines it for us in Article 3. It isn't just about knowing how to use a new AI tool. It's much deeper. It's about having the critical awareness to truly understand its opportunities, its risks, and its potential to cause real harm. The Act makes a really critical distinction you need to understand right away. Is your organization a provider, meaning you develop and market the AI, or are you a deployer, using an AI system within your professional operations? And you could even be both. Your entire compliance strategy has to start with clearly identifying which role or roles you play.
Okay, so understanding the law is step one. But the next, more important step is building a solid, defensible framework to make sure you comply. And let me be clear, this isn't just another training exercise. This is a core part of your entire AI governance strategy.
So, what's the baseline? The European Commission has outlined the absolute minimum. You need a general understanding of AI across the whole company, a clear definition of your role, a solid grasp of the specific risks your systems pose, and a plan to tailor education. Think of this as the floor for compliance, not the ceiling. A much more strategic and robust way to think about this is a four-layer approach. You start with mandatory fundamentals for everyone. Then, you move to empowering the broader workforce on tools like generative AI. After that, you get specific with tailored role-based training. And finally, you have mandatory bespoke training for anyone operating high-risk systems. This is how you build a real auditable culture of responsible AI.
And I really need to hammer this point home. A single, generic, company-wide training module is not going to cut it. It simply will not meet the sufficient level requirement of Article 4. The law demands that you consider your staff's existing knowledge, their experience, and the context of the AI's use. Customization isn't just a good idea, it is a legal requirement.
So, what does this tailored training actually look like in practice? Well, just think about the different roles on this screen. The kind of AI literacy a data scientist needs is completely different from what an accountant using an AI-powered auditing tool needs to know, or what a CRM expert managing an automated customer service bot needs. Each one requires a distinct and relevant curriculum. So with that 2026 enforcement date looming, the time for strategic action is right now. Let's outline the immediate steps that leadership should be taking to get the organization prepared.
For everyone in the boardroom and the C-suite, this is probably the most important takeaway. In this new regulatory world, overseeing AI risk is now a core governance function. A failure to put robust AI literacy and oversight systems in place, that could very well be seen as a failure of your fundamental fiduciary duty to the company.
So your key actions are pretty clear. You need to start with a full inventory of all your AI systems. Then, classify every single one according to the Act's definitions. From there, establish a dedicated cross-functional team and immediately conduct a baseline assessment of your organization's current AI literacy to see where your biggest gaps are.
And of course, it's absolutely essential to state that this guide is for informational purposes only. It is not and should not be taken as formal legal advice. You must consult with qualified legal counsel to properly assess your organization's unique situation and its specific risks under this Act.
So I'll leave you with a final question to consider. Meeting the AI Act's requirements is going to take real investment and focus. There's no doubt about it. But the organizations that truly build an AI-literate workforce won't just be compliant. They'll be the ones who can innovate responsibly, build customer trust, and unlock the real potential of AI. So will you see this as just a compliance burden or as a catalyst for a real strategic advantage?